Hello, 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 my friends. It is 1 o'clock Eastern time on Wednesday. Yep, Wednesday, November 26th, 2027, or 2027. Can you tell I have all kinds of dates in my head because I've been motion mapping? It's 2025, the year 2025. And we are mapping live for the month of December for all of us. Yes, yes. And there's less going on this month, but it's less is more kind of a deal. Yeah. So I'm glad that you're here. I'm just going to pop over real quick and see who's joined us so far. Oh, there we are. So Alex is here. Hi. Amy. Hi. Faye, Melissa, Nancy, Patrice, and Peggy. Hello, my friends. I have notes to just remind me of all the things we're going to cover today. So if I don't make eye contact, that's why. It's not because I don't love you. Okay? And I think we're just going to dive right in because, yeah, there's a bit to cover. Erica, if you could just watch for people asking for entry, that'd be great. So let's start off with December the 4th, because that's a full supermoon in Gemini. And this is a really advantageous new moon or full supermoon because of the Gemini. The support that comes with this is really significant. It's larger than usual, and it is encouragement and support for articulation. If something has been difficult to find words for or string them together in a way that cumulatively builds the potency of the message you're trying to convey, this is the moon to work with. Okay? And I wanted to make sure I said that because it's right at the beginning of a new calendar year. And often people are, if they have not attempted to before the end of a calendar year, near the beginning of a new calendar year, articulate their goals, their aims. Okay. This could be really super important. And the spirit of Gemini also wants to help us meet our, if we've been assigning ourselves a goal for a couple of years in a row or more, and it has not come to fruition the way we'd hoped it would, Gemini comes along and says, that is no reason not to articulate it again and to meet your disappointment with an optimistic spirit. So if you're looking for planetary support as you kind of meet yourself or meet the disappointment that would have you not aim for something, this is also 2 thumbs up, okay? What I want to suggest you also consider, again, because of the spirit of Gemini and the super fullness of this moon, is look at the story. So two sides. One, what's the story of why you want what you want? What you're aiming for? The deeper, kind of inherently noble story in there. What's in there? What's underneath there? And then look at the story that gets told that would tell you not to bother or you're not gonna or all the things. And let your partnership with this moon kind of mute the effects of the story I can't, so that the optimism of this is why I want what I want shines through louder and larger. Okay? The other thing that this will encourage people to do is post about your dreams, your desires, your wishes, your aims on social media and see who wants to help you make that real. Okay? You might even extend an ask because optimism. Okay? That gets hard for a lot of us. This could be good practice. Okay? Because story. All right? If you are looking for a creative partner or partnership that might involve more than one person, and I'm not talking about a legal partnership, I'm talking about collaboration. this is an excellent time. So the day before, day of, day after, depending on where you are dateline wise on the planet, this could be a really good time to put out your feelers for that, because there's support for that in here too. All right. Yeah, just kind of get the buzz going. Lastly, if you are someone who's looking for a new set of wheels, for lack of a better way of saying that, if you're looking for your next mode of transportation, it's time. There's also some support and boost in here for that. So you might want to put that on your calendar. Alrighty? Okay. And just in general, if you can, help yourself be in the company, virtually or otherwise, of people who are uplifting. Not, false happy, but genuinely uplifting, inspiring. Because super contagious today. And if you wanted to do a taste test, trial run, a webinar, this would also be a good day for that. Just keep that in mind. And you could create and hold space within which there is true optimism and uplifting nature, and that could be of tremendous service too. So keep that in mind. Yum, yum, yum. Alrighty. December the 10th, our dream keeper, Neptune, leaves retrograde. Okay? Now he's still in Pisces, but he leaves retrograde on the 10th. Now, this means that he will be spending the final days in Pisces of our lifetime forward moving. He's been working through Pisces since 2011. He did move into Aries for a preview window earlier this year. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But he went retrograde and since moved back into Pisces. So he's kind of hanging out there to give us a chance to dot our I's, cross our T's, and finish things up that we've been working on since 2011 and for the last time in generations. The thing that I find really interesting about this one is that spirituality starts to take on a kind of proactive vibe. All right? Proactive, and I mean that, proactive spirituality is the vibe. And that means we are all going to be, so spirituality has, and the view of spirituality and the effect in, particularly in work like ours, has gotten serious boost since 2011. The story that's told about that kind of work or that kind of investment has significantly changed over the last couple of decades. Major. And there's also been some shifty kind of stuff about how active we need to be, whether or not overt activity or masculine energy or masculine creative principle is really the thing. Well, this wants to help us create an inner kind of recognition that there's a dynamic balance between the two. We must be proactive spiritually. And so that's kind of the early vibe of, so we're doing our last little bits in Pisces and then we're shifting into Aries and proactivity gets a serious woo, okay? And this affords us the opportunity to ask really important questions, the questions our life needs asking about what that means or looks like for us or for our work. And often it'll likely be a combo of the two. Okay? From what I can tell, and we're going to look at this much more closely when we do live for 2026. So please do tune into that. That's December, I believe it's the 18th. It's a Friday. Can you verify that, please, Erica, and pop it in the chat if I'm wrong? We're going to be looking at that much more closely when we do that particular live, because the tone and approach to spiritual facilitation and spiritual practice is going to get an Aryan kind of, And this gives us some advance heads up, at least internally, like an experience. It's like, oh, proactivity. Huh. All right. Our Dreamkeeper shifts out of Pisces and back into Aries on the 26th of January. So we got a bit, right? The 26th, today is the 26th. That means we've got 2 months. Okay. And I just want to say, lean into this one to the very best of your ability, because it could matter, really matter. Once it shifts back into Aries, it stays there till 2039. And that's going to make some significant shifts and changes in how we approach our practices and our work. Now, there's other stuff. We'll talk about that in just a sec, but there's going to be some big shifts, important and big. So the more you can lean in and listen to your own life, nudge you in the direction your life wants to take this, better for you. Okay. So 2 suggestions. 1, look to see what house Pisces is in for you, because that's the area of life that where this might be front and center, at least for the next couple of months for you personally. And then look at what house Aries is in. That'll have impact on you till 2039, starting in January. But it'll also have impact on your work. And you might want to know what area of life it's. Okay. Last one, active soul goals, gonna be big, big, big. What do I mean by that? They're not goals from here or our conditioning or the byproduct of trauma. They are from way down in here. Soul goals. Okay. They're gonna be front and center. Any place around Ames, and again, I would look at the house that Pisces sits in for you, where things have been kind of cloudy or confusing or uncertain. Things are going to be freed up so that movement in a proactive kind of way starts to happen. Okay? Okay. Next one, please. December the 11th till January the 1st. The 1st, hello. Our communication savant Mercury will be working in Sagittarius. Now, one of the things Sagittarius is most known for is truth telling, truth discovery, standing for the truth. So you put Mercury here in Sagittarius and oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm saying that for the big picture, cultures, history, all that kind of stuff. So just keep that in mind, because the last few weeks of December could be quite interesting when you're watching the headlines. Now, what kind of support does this offer us? Okay, it's fairly substantial, because you put these 2 together, you got to get a super team. First, this will provide all kinds of support for going back and picking up plans that got sidelined when Mercury went retrograde on November the 9th. Okay? Some stuff did get sidelined. All right? So it's like, come on back. And then let's give the truth of adventuring in this direction the articulative support that it could use. Okay? Then, big support for going, pardon my use of the word again, big and bold with your, in particular, your aims and resolutions. Now, I know that's a triggery word because what we just talked about, but this really is the year to lean in and invite in the truth of why staying true to your aims or your resolutions, at least as far as this will tell you have or haven't, could be powerfully unraveled. And by unraveled, I mean, so what are the knots of things that kind of get in the way? Okay? And the ability to articulate that deeper story of why this grand dream has been difficult. The other thing that this invites is the articulation of it in the grandest, most colorful way. Not, crazy. I mean, wanting what, say, a celebrity has, but instead wanting what you think that would provide and looking at that squarely so you can go, why do I want that? Because underneath, there's colorful truth, grand nobility, and that's what you're after. And this wants to help. Okay? It's a big damn deal. So there's big support for articulation. That makes 2 types of support. Alrighty? This is important all the way till the 1st of January. Now, I know this can be a really, really, really full time for a lot of people. I want to encourage you to set aside time, quiet time that's just yours, to dive into this for yourself and for the coming year. Because the end of the year is always, we always hear this. It's just so busy. It's just so full. Don't let that squeeze you out of your life. And that's another piece of support that we're getting from these 2. Just saying. Okay. December the 15th, next slide. Till the 23rd of January, our action instinct Mars is working through Capricorn. Now, first thing you want to know is that Mars, our action instinct, loves working through Capricorn. It's exalted there. All right? Num, 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 num. He is stronger. He is even on fire. It's like, okay, let's go. So don't be surprised if you get a kind of a, and that's a really nice thing to have kind of in your back pocket when you got all that yummy, yummy articulation stuff going on. And the call to go deeper into what it is you actually want and why. Okay? Not so you can justify yourself, but just so you can stand in it with this working in your back pocket. Okay? We talked earlier about soul goals. So you go deeper, articulate, uncover, and then this is our goal getter, working with the ambition that Capricorn is known for. All right? And it will bring about, for a great many of us, a super heightened desire to do, to be, and to have the outcomes of us being at our best. Let me say that again. It will heighten the desire, super heightened desire, to do and be, plus have the outcomes of being our personal best. Not the best other people have left us with the impression must be our best, but our personal best. Not measured by anything or anyone outside us, but only us. And our reason for being here. Okay? Mwah. Now, the last thing I want to just leave you with is review the Neptune and Aries preview period from this year. Okay? Look for signs and signals. So go back to where is Aries in your personal soul map or your birth chart, if that's the way you think of it. And look for signals, signs, clues of how your dream keeper, while working there to give us a preview of what the coming period's going to be like, so you can see signs and clues of how it's likely going to function. Now, there will be function from proclivity, which may not, in most cases, isn't what we want, and from elevation, which often is. And then help yourself articulate, there's that word again, the elevated route you want to take while Neptune's permanently working in Aries until the 30s. Okay? That could be a big deal. And it could help you anchor into this heightened desire and ambition more accurately and well for you. Okay? Okay. Next slide, please. The 19th of December, new moon in Sagittarius. Oh my goodness. We got more Sag energy. So, One of the things that Sagittarius is also known for, aside from truth discovery and truth, etc., is travel. And so this new moon highly, highly, highly supports travel, the urge to travel, the need to travel. And that can be internal or actual out in the real world. Okay. Because part of what Sagittarius knows is when we put ourselves in the company and ways of other cultures, we are expanded. We see larger portions of the truth about life, because it isn't just this one slice, it's more, and different approaches to life, different ways of seeing or being or celebrating or protecting or fill in the blanks. Okay. And so don't be surprised if the day before, day of, day after, or in the 2 weeks following, your urge to travel internally or in real life kind of gets itchy. Okay. If you know, if Sagittarius kind of vibes big and beautiful in your soul map or your birth chart, you might want to take a look and see if you can be somewhere you're called to be, attracted to be, itchy to be, during this new moon. Okay? Because what this wants to do and will aim to do, if there's need in your life or in your work, is to set the stage for mingling multiculturally and collaborating across cultures. Okay? And I mean that most sincerely. Now, I'm going to say something to all the white folks. We have been deeply indoctrinated to look at another culture's practices and just go, well, appropriation is a tricky thing. Okay? Practice conscious recognition that there are deep roots and depths to what you might be attracted to. Be attracted and deep roots. Investigate respectfully. Watch for the cuz. Okay? The other thing that this one wants to help do, because of the partnership of a couple of others, I'm not going to get into who they all are because it's just too much, but it wants to help us patch up conflicts. Okay? Anything that's flared, particularly during the Mercury retrograde, this wants to come along behind and go, oh, we need a little patch up here and we need a little patch up there, and tell the truth, but tell it with deep emotional homecoming. Okay? Let's take an adventure into mending, repairing with love and with honesty. Okay? That could be a big deal. The last thing that comes with this is, so one of the partners that's helping here is Saturn, our inner guru. And one of the things he wants to help us do is tell the truth, and so not gloss over, but tell the truth about any structures that need to be either altered, renovated, or put in place to help what could happen. Okay? So that moving forward is taken on stable structure. And the honesty piece is, so this is another piece of particularly Western culture. We just see something, we go zoom, and we don't necessarily sit still long enough to tell ourselves the truth about what needs to be built so that what we are going for has something stable to rest on or grow upon. And this kind of has us go back and go, is there anywhere where I just went zoom and didn't do the proper foundation building? Okay. Next slide, please. December 21st till January 19th, 2026. Our force of nature, the sun, starts working in Capricorn. So happy birthday, Capricorns, and blessed solstice. So this one, oh my goodness. Carve out space. So we talked earlier about this is a very busy time of year. Yes, we know. And carve out and hold space for you so you don't get crowded out. Take stock of, I know it's been a bumpy year, bumpy. For many of us, it's been a deeply challenging year. Carve out space and time to meditate and reflect and find in your heart real appreciation and gratitude for whatever high points there have been in 2025 for you, whether you brought them about or they just happened. Okay? Having that present for you in an internally real way, as you then lean into the ambition that our force of nature, the sun working through Capricorn, brings. Two of these. If you're listening to the recording, I just held up both my thumbs. Then clarify what you'd like to leave behind. So that doesn't come with you into 2026 unless it's purposeful. Okay? Because sometimes things are deeply purposeful. Yes. And the taking of them with us continues the creative tension or keeps up the creative tension we need to find or discover or innovate our way into a solution that we wouldn't attempt without Capricorn's ambition and the call to relieve ourselves of the tension. Not go for relief, but go for the innovation. Okay? Okay. Really worth holding space for those things. So acknowledging and appreciating and gratitude for, and then letting go of, except that which is purposeful. And I would make sure to say that. Okay? It also brings about some extra yum support for clarifying what your goals are, what your aims are. And you might, I'm just going to add one extra thing. There is, because the byproduct of our sun working in Capricorn is that there's just this more natural ability to key into what our true goals are. So there's less kind of pressure. It's just a more natural vibe, which can be very helpful because I don't know about you, but in years gone past, man, the pressure to perform accompanied me on any exercise I attempted because conditioning and previous disappointments. This wants to give us a chunk of space where we're freer, unless we bring it with us, of performance pressure. And that's precious. So if during a day within this window, you're like feeling, oh, wow, enjoy it, and then maybe use an hour of it or so for this. Okay? The other thing you could do is kind of review your notes from the year past if you're a person who keeps notes. Mine are all audio. And look for things you wished for, said you wanted. If you're a moon course practitioner, you've got a record. And highlight the ones that particularly call your heart while this period is underway. Okay? Because, all right. Next slide, please. December the 24th till January the 17th, our charisma of cause, Venus, working through Capricorn. Lots of Capricorn yum, my friends. Oh my goodness. Now, what will this be elevating? Your tastes. If you have been someone who has been kind of confused and I lived this for decades, confused about what your tastes are. Aesthetic tastes, tastes in music, in art, in whatever. This period wants to help you ambitiously recognize and stand for your tastes. Okay? It will elevate them so they'll be easier to recognize. Okay? No kidding. The other thing that it may elevate is things that, whether you've created one or not, whether you think it's silly or not, a bucket list. Things that you want to experience over the course of the rest of your life. It could make the hunger or the ambition to experience those things higher or hotter or whatever you want to call it. Okay? Okay. Bucket list bonanza. Now, if you find that a silly notion, or the story inside your mind is that bucket list living is frivolous, I want to suggest you go down deep, because this is Venus, our charisma of cause. There's a reason why you're attracted to those things that would go on a list if you let yourself create one. And it's deeper than the surface story you may have been telling for quite some time. Often what I find, and I found this with myself too, is that we're afraid to want what we want. Because, okay? And so bucket list bonanza could be a particularly liberating experience for some, particularly if, how many times can you say particularly? Particularly if somewhere within you, you have been taught that there's good reason to be afraid of wanting, or wanting what you want and not what other people tell you you're supposed to want. Okay? So the ambition piece here is, I'm allowed to want what I want. Thank you very much. Okay, so resolution list, aim, direction for your year, plus play bucket list bonanza. Could be some of the best writing you do. Okay. Pairing. Now, that can be a couple, a romantic couple, whomever you find romance with, or it could be with a collaborator. Okay. Teaming up with ambition at the heart of what you're teaming up about or for. Boy, oh boy. For a couple of weeks, boy, oh boy. So if you met someone, or you know someone, and there's been some sparkiness between you about taking action together towards something, you might lean into these couple of weeks together, because zoom, zoom. And if the aim is going fast, take a breath. If the aim is going deep and well, carry on. Okay? The last thing I want to say is, there is likely to be a higher quotient of attraction to status. For people like us who have watched a number of people aim their lives at status badly, and by badly I mean the deeper things that matter kind of get short shrift, or people just get hurt in the process of that individual reaching for status. I want you to know that the reaching for status with soul at the center is a different vibe. We're attracted to, so I just want you to say this. If you're attracted to things of status or symbols of status, ask yourself what the deeper communication or broadcast in that symbol actually is. And then let yourself kind of hang out with it, sit by the fireplace, have a cup of tea, and just let yourself imagine where that pull could take you and your work, provided you don't occupy it the way surface-oriented status grabbing tends to. Okay? Okay. It's a big one. It's a big one. All right. Next slide, please. Look at that. I love that slide. Next slide, please. The first one is on December the 6th. Harmonious help means revisit and refine. Harmonious support will be there if you follow that. So what needs a little bit of refinement? I'm not talking about perfecting, because that's not it. It's just revisit, refine. Is there anything that needs a little more polishing? You go in and let yourself polish with heart, with love, with a desire to do your best. Remember we talked about that at the beginning of the month? Yep, because that's overlapping here. Harmonious help will be present and uplift both you and whatever it is you polish. Okay? The 7th, super, super big green light for strategic action. Okay? So, what do I mean by that? Whether you're making a big decision or finishing a project and just doing the polish, make sure you turn over every detail. Just make sure you kind of do a fine-tooth comb check. Again, not because perfection, but because most of us move real fast. And either this kind of focused or this kind of focused. And we can either miss the broader strokes or the finer strokes, depending on which way we go, okay? And if you do that with a project or an aim before you kind of go gung-ho with the big green light, you'll probably find that there's a strategic adjustment that will help enormously. Okay? Okay. Next slide, please. The 11th. For many, intuition will be sky high today. So whatever tools you have in your toolbox, whatever practices that are on hand, or maybe a new one or two, harness your dreamy, intuitive energy, because it wants to help you tune it into something that could become very easily tangible. Okay? And sometimes that will be, oh, this big project, if I shift this approach, which is more natural to me, oh, or it could be, yes, but this, let's redirect that a little bit. Okay? It could be something tiny or it could be something large. But it wants to help with tangible outcome ease. And that's worth tuning into. Okay? Next slide, please. Look at all those neutral days. Now, just a quick refresher. What does neutral mean? If you don't know, there's opportunity here. It could just feel like a flat or outright day. But it's or flat because there's an invitation. And I want to offer you the context so you can see or feel the invitation in the day and lean into it instead of dismissing it or misidentifying it. Okay? Neutral days. First slide, please. So December the 10th, surprises, revelations, mental shakeups. Okay? So that's the, or a power wrestle. Inside the shakeup, inside the wrestle, there could be a revelation, a complete surprise that has you go, huh. That's what you want to watch for. It is a stellar day to practice self-possession so you can remember that inside the shakeup or the wrestle is the potential for a significant revelation. Next slide, please. Oh, never mind. Sorry. We have to go to the 14th. Back one. Okay. Hedge your bets kind of a day and take it easy if feeling impulsive or sweet talked. Is someone sweet talking you persuasively? Hold on and hedge your bets. You might want to sleep on something, give it 24 hours, even if you feel impulsive or someone else is trying to get you to be impulsive. Take time, take a breath. Again, exceptional day to practice self-possession, even if you don't want to. And that's really the thing here. Next slide, please. Okay. December the 16th. It's a reality check kind of day. Blessing in disguise, totally. For those who tend to catastrophize or super optimize. Woo-hoo! Okay? Both are coping mechanisms that actually don't work all that well. And the powers in this day are going to go, have you checked this? Is that really? Okay? Okay. Again, self-possession practice. Yum, yum. December the 20th, take reality stock kind of day. It's very similar to what we just talked about, but it's got a particular application. So remember how we're talking about all this yummy, yummy Capricorn energy that's building? So Sag, Capricorn. And sometimes, because, especially if you're an entrepreneur, lordy, our ambition can get a little, woohoo! And this comes along and goes, now, I know that our lifelong aim is to work in greater concert and congruency with the spiritual truth of who we are. And how realistic is this for you right now? Is it humane? Okay, so that's what this kind of day is. So it's another great self-possession practice kind of day, without being a downer, but just helping ourselves recognize there's where we're going and there's what's possible for us at our capacity right now. Keep the aim and be honest about here. Okay? Okay. The 21st of December. If you've been zoom too much, this will help you or press for you your enough button. I want to encourage you to put this in your calendar, please, especially if you're someone who does the zoom. Okay? Press the enough button before this day comes. Recognize in it, like do a little bit of work every day to just touch it and go, so what is enough? What is really enough? So that on that day, that button has already been pushed, or you are hand on the dial. Okay? Because this wants to help you recognize where the pace you've been living at is the one you've been culturally indoctrinated to live, not the true pace of your life. Okay? And I don't know about you, but 21st of December is not really a day I'd like to have my life go. I'd rather do it for myself. Okay? Okay. December 24th. No people pleasing or overdoing it kind of day. Can you see there's a bit of a theme here? Okay. No. What is likely to happen, not for everybody, but for a great many, is the energy's likely it's going to feel in some way, shape, or form like the helium balloon just got popped, or the energy floor just fell out, or it's just going to feel like you cannot, rather than you're at choice. And I would rather support you in remaining at choice. I mean, you got to let yourself see and pull in some of that Sagittarius truth and ambition too. Live at your pace. Okay? Okay. December the 30th. Complicated 2026 plans or resolutions. This is a reality check touch in so you can fine tune. And this kind of comes, it's not right on the heels. It's about a week later, roughly, than the other 2-3 that we've talked about. Because the other two are really opportunities for you to go, wait a minute, if I've been living like this a lot, what are the odds I've been attempting to achieve resolutions or aims at that same breakneck pace that's not really mine? And what if I've been constructing plans in congruency with that and not me? Hmm. Hmm. Okay? That's what that is. And it's so interesting that it happens to fall on the 30th, which is the tail end of a calendar year. Okay. Next slide, please. Look at that. Look at that. We've had a couple of these months this year. No hotspot days. Now, that doesn't mean that a neutral day might not feel like a hotspot day if you forget the context and invitation, which is why live. Okay? Okay. Keep your notes handy or pop little reminders into your actual calendar, whichever, whether it's paper or digital, like just help yourself. When I said there was less movement, less big stuff going on, there is less big stuff going on, but there's more underneath the surface. There's opportunities to practice self-possession in ways that are kind of mind-blowing and want to set your 2026 up for greater experiential success. I want that for you. Okay? So please use the context. Pop it in your calendars or just keep your notes handy. Touch in with it every now and again. All right, next slide, please. Favored fields. Next slide. I love that colors. Colors. Not as many this month. Again, less is more, but these ones are kind of a big deal. I want to point out, number one, articulation. If you're someone who helps people recognize and articulate their vision, their dream, and the story of their work, big month. 3, distinguish your true audience. Oh my goodness. Now, not so you can necessarily act on it and expect, enormous things in the next 35 days, because humane pace. But so that you help set yourself up and your audience up for 2026. Okay? That also involves clarity, work, and soul goals. And then number 7, resolutions. What are they really? Really, what are they? I expect we're going to see some. It's not that we haven't had conversation about that, but that conversations haven't been broad enough and impactful enough to shake up the common sensibility around this. I have a feeling that might be changing. If not this coming year, not long after. And if that's something that tickles your purposeful wheelhouse, pay attention. Okay? Okay. 9 is a big one. Unapologetic luxury. I'm also going to say unapologetic orientation to status. We talked about that earlier. But unapologetic luxury. Because, yeah, that could be interesting for some of us. All right. Next slide, please. Live for 2026. This is going to be a big one, folks. I'm serious. 2026. Thursday, December the 18th. I was wrong about it being a Friday. Correction. Thursday, December 18th at our usual 1 o'clock Eastern. Check the time zone where you happen to live in this glorious world of ours, and I'll see you there. It's also like invite your friends. If you think they might be served by this, please share this with your friends or family. The years ahead, and the more you know. Next slide, please. Oh, motion map. I almost forgot. So there's only 6 slots left. 6. So if you've been hanging out waiting, I would not wait. Go grab yours now, because these are going to go before the end of the year. Our cutoff date, our finals, I think it's 5 o'clock Pacific on the 24th?
19th, it says at the bottom.
Okay. Thank you very much, ma'am.
And I think we're down to 5 since we've made this slide.
Oh, okay. All right. So 5 left, folks. Please If you know you want one of these, go get it. Okay? Take the rebate code capital MM 2026 with you so the rebate is applied. No rebate, no code. Okay? All right. All right. These have been wild this year. There's so much going on. And if you want a better sense of what the coming year is going to be for you and how you can help yourself navigate it as successfully as possible, please, please, please grab one of these last 5. Okay? Next slide, please. Or is that it? That's it.
That's the end.
Wow. What time is it? Look at that. We've got 10 minutes to spare. Less is more, friends. I would love to hear if you have any questions or ahas or wonderings while we have some time together here.
I have a question.
Who's that?
Me.
I thought so.
Talk to me about this car buying energy, because I just junked a car and started that whole process.
Right. So a couple of thoughts. Start doing your research. If you already have a sense of what you want and you don't really need to do much more about what kind of vehicle you want, then start looking at who you want to buy it from. Whether you want to buy it from a dealer, whether you want to buy it from a citizen, just do some research there and just pay attention to intuitive hits.
You know me, I've already done my research and I already know what I want. So
okay, then I would wait until the day of, unless you can't.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Because that's a super important day.
Gotcha.
Okay? Thanks for asking. Look at you go. Anybody else got a question or a wondering?
I do. This is Melissa.
You?
Hi. Okay, so I have changed my life, which is exciting.
Yay!
I'm not going to work with tech boys anymore, I hope. Because I don't want to deal with AI. So I have Sagittarius. Saturn and my midheaven at 2 degrees Sag. And then I have Mars in the 11th house in Capricorn. So with all of what you just said, and I know we'll cover this on the motion map, but as I'm thinking about the new year, could you give me a hint? I mean, that just seems like it's going to supercharge with community and collaboration because of the
Potentially, yeah.
Capricorn.
Yep. So themes I would keep in mind. People willing to be boldly adventurous. Okay, for collaborations. If they are kind of people who sit on the fence, and I don't mean that in a derogatory fashion, but they just take their time weighing and measuring, probably not the collaboration for you. For you, it is people who are ambitiously adventurous. They're willing to take leaps. They're willing to be honest about what they don't know, but they're willing to take risks. Does that make sense to you?
I think so.
Okay. Good.
So yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Interesting energy.
Mm-hmm. It is very interesting energy. Cool. It's
Thanks.
good to see your face.
Yeah. What there is of it. I'm like, I'm redoing my office, so it looks like a bomb blew up in it and the computer's not set up and it's just a nutty time.
We'll take you however we get you, Melissa.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Talk to you when we do your motion map.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else got a question or wondering or an aha they're just kind of sitting in the thunder of?
Yes, please, Lisa.
Hi, Faye.
Hi. I'm really struggling with unapologetic luxury.
Yes.
Because it's just so not me. And I'm wondering if you can give any pointers to make it easier.
Yeah. Where is your Venus? Do you know where she sits in your map?
No, I haven't got it open.
Yeah, and I haven't got your map handy. So I would look to see where your Venus is. What house? That's the
Yep.
area of life I would pay attention to. And to see if there's anything about your life that has you say no. And so luxury can mean different things to different people. Is there something your heart is hungering to experience luxuriously internally? Okay. I'd start there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay. So it doesn't have to be big, big. It might just be.
Well, it is big, big. It's just something that we may have denied ourselves because it felt like we weren't supposed to want that.
The list might go on for a long time. Yeah.
Well, that's not a bad thing to know.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And do check the house.
Yes, I will do. I will.
Do check the house. Okay, good. Thanks, Faye. Anybody else? Question.
It's Melissa.
Hi, Melissa again.
Sorry. I'm thinking that the United States feels very poised for a change. We're really pushing back against the authoritarian crazy. And given the story is shifting to younger political people, and it's pretty exciting. Do you have any insights to this?
Live for 2026.
Well, of course, always.
Live for 2026, my darling.
Okay, then.
Okay, it's big and far too big to try to handle right here, right now. But yeah, and it's not just in the US, it's everywhere. But yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Melissa.
Hi, Lisa. It's Sylvia.
Sylvia!
Well, needless to say, I'm experiencing a whole lot of what you described already.
I'm not surprised. I was thinking about you creating all this.
And I have to say, I literally tripped over this unapologetic luxury in a very I fell into it in a way that on the one hand, initially, if I look at it, is not positive, but on the other hand, I quickly realized I ended up spending something relative to travel that was much more than I needed to, and how it even happened. I kind of woke up with this impulse and da 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 da.
Yep.
But then afterwards, when I realized what I had done,
yep,
I realized I couldn't even get upset about the fact, because that's never happened to me before, and
yeah.
I couldn't even get upset about it because I realized this has to be about something else relative to money and luxury.
Bingo. Say that again, please, ma'am.
I realized that this what was a huge an over expenditure that was totally unnecessary, right? It came from this sort of impulse, this wake up impulse, was really, I couldn't be upset about this extra money that got spent that didn't need to be spent, because I realized this has to be about something bigger that's related to money and luxury.
That's right. So it is a necessity. It's not an obvious necessity.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
In my experience of it, and what I need to be open to now that I haven't been open to in the past.
Yes, ma'am. I hope you heard that, Faye. I hope you heard that. And anybody else who's kind of like, what? Yeah,
I heard, and I took that on board. Thank you.
Yeah. So since I had the trip up, you don't have to.
Yeah. Thanks, Sylvia.
Yeah. Okay, good. There is some. So one, it is understandable why the notion of luxury, especially given some of the things that have been floating around and having greater sway than many of us would like it to, why our reaction to luxury or luxury lifestyles is what it is. And if we have an unexamined reaction, there's something in it for us that is liberatory. And I want that for you. And this unapologetic luxury is a call to release yourself from something that is unexamined and needs to be reviewed and examined so you can unleash a part of yourself. So I hope that's helpful. Thank you so much, Sylvia. Always, always.
Yeah, that's very helpful. And as I listen to you, what the link that you've made for me is because it's a recognition, it's our own recognition of our worthiness at a much higher level.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank
Yep. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing. That's yay.
And maybe not just for us,
Right.
also for, I can think of other people who need to hear that too. Thank you,
Agreed.
Sylvia.
Yeah. Community. It's a beautiful
That's
thing.
right. It's Melissa again. I just popped into the chat because Sylvia has this great deck, and I just realized we're all looking at travel, whether it's mental or physical. Her deck's perfect to explore that with. And if you haven't looked at it, you'll want to. So
Yeah, I
just saying.
second that. That's a
Yep.
great idea.
Sylvia,
Put
do
the
you want
link
to pop
in,
in?
Sylvia. Put the
Yeah,
link into the
please
chat.
do. Because it is an exceptional piece of work that's really fun and profoundly wow to use. So please, Sylvia, pop it in. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? A question, wondering? Cara, I see you're here. Yay. Hope you're good, woman.
I am. I'm off. I'm cooking. I'm not teaching for once. I can be here live. I look a fright. Let's see. Where's
You
my
look
face?
fabulous. It's good to see your face.
It's great to see you.
Oh,
And
I'm
to
so
know
glad
that
you're
I can't just it's funny because I go, wait, what was that? Oh no, this is live. I can't back up.
well, you can, a couple of hours when the replay's
Right,
out, but no,
right. No, I know, but in the moment, it's
in
like,
the
hey,
moment.
I'm here live. She's really over there in Toronto doing this.
Oh, so
Hi.
good to hear you. Yeah. Good, good. Thanks for popping in and letting me hear you.
Oh, what a thrill.
Back at you, girl. Anybody else with a question, a wondering, a share?
Hi, it's Maggie.
Hey,
And
Maggie.
hi, I got here literally when you said, and look at that, I just finished. But I'm really curious about this luxury thing. So thank you, all of you who have brought it up. And I'm trying to look and see if Sylvia put in, I don't see it in the chat. I want to see this deck. Oh, there it
Melissa
is.
popped it in.
Thank you. Thank you, Melissa.
And Sylvia may have
So
something else.
anyway, thank you.
Yeah, Sylvia may
No,
have
that
something
was
else to pop in. So keep your eye on the chat in case there's something else.
Thanks, because I was trying to find it.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, good. Sorry, Maggie,
Thank
you were going to say?
No, I was just saying thank you. And for everyone, I know we're not leaving quite yet, but who's celebrating Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Maggie.
Thank you.
Cara.
And to everyone.
Yeah.
Nice.
To
Hi.
everyone, but it's nice to hear your voice, Maggie.
You too.
All right, friends. Anybody else before we go? We're it's only 3 minutes after the hour, but if we're done, and I don't want to skip over anybody who has something they want to ask or share.
Lisa, can I just come back quickly because I want to ask you something?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it's 10th house.
Okay.
Venus, Sun, and Chiron.
That's vocation.
Yes. So can I just say to you, when I do my emotion map with you, I want to explore it more.
Yes.
Please.
Can you do me a favor? Send me an email because there's
Yeah,
just so
will
much
do.
floating around my brain I might forget. So
Yeah.
and then I will slant preparations in that direction for you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Good. Thank you, Faye. All right. Well, if nobody has anything else they want to offer or share or ask, I think that means we're done for December. It's the end of another year, friends. And Melissa's 2 thumbs up, Faye's 2 thumbs up. I might not be able to see you, but you might be 2 thumbs up too. Friends, I just want to say, I know tomorrow is Thanksgiving for many who live in the United States or who are American and live elsewhere. I just want to say a thank you to you for your continued attention and investment of heart and self in the journey of giving purposefully in the world. Giving yourself, giving your wisdom, and just giving your effort. It means so much. There's so much that you are investing in the world that no one will ever see. I just want you to know, I see it. I know. And I appreciate it. And I'm so thankful for your continued committed investment of heart and essence and self. Thank you. All right. We will be back.
We couldn't do it without your guidance. I couldn't. I know that.
Absolutely true. You got me through a year of Trump.
That's no small thing.
And we are winning. He is going down. It's wonderful. But only if we step up. Otherwise, we'll get more idiots.
Well, and there's more work to do, Melissa. This was.
You think?
Yeah, it's we the people have to do a lot of work.
We have a lot of work to do. This is the beginning, and Trump is not the tip of the spear. It just might look like it. Okay.
No.
We'll be back here on the 18th of December for live for 2026. Again, please invite the people you think would benefit from this. What's coming this year is, yeah. And they deserve to know so that they can work with the context, lean in, and just prepare. Alrighty?
But we won't be vaporized in a solar flare on the 19th.
Not as far as the astrology can tell. Right. All right, friends. Much love to you. Happy Thanksgiving if you are celebrating. And otherwise, I'll see you on the 18th. Or if we talk one-on-one in the meantime, I'll hear and see you then. Take good care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.